Hey, happy Marriage Monday.
Happy Marriage Monday.
Tailgate edition.
That's right. It's kind of fun to just mix it up as to where we're going to be. You feel far away.
Well, I wanted them to be able to see the cool, smoky sunset in the background.
Okay, now scoot over. All right.
I think my head is going to eclipse.
Wouldn't it be the first time?
Sun. What?
Just kidding. We're
Got
coming
its
to
own
you.
solar system.
We're coming to you from our tailgate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The back of the truck, date night.
Why not?
Yeah, we just thought we'd drive around and explore some areas of San Marcos that we hadn't been in yet. Yeah.
Got to go to a really cool mountain and check out a view that overlooks this massive valley. So yeah, it's pretty nice.
Yeah, and we thought it would be appropriate to do our Marriage Monday from the back of the truck, considering how much mechanical issues we've had literally in the last 2 days.
How much you've just spent on this truck. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, and that kind of brought us to what we thought we would talk about for Marriage Monday, which is how important diagnostics are, how important it is to get stuff looked at when there's warning signs. Sometimes, especially with cars, we're like, we'll let it go. And all of a sudden, it was like one day.
Yeah,
the brakes
within a day.
started feeling like soft on the truck. And then that next day, there was like no brakes. It wasn't like a...
I was having to push it all the way down to the floor.
It wasn't like a slow thing. It was like all of a sudden there was a problem. And what happened? We took it in.
Well, sadly, you did not marry a mechanic or anyone that's even remotely mechanically inclined.
Yeah.
So thankfully,
This is true.
our brother-in-law had a recommended mechanic because a trusted mechanic is very important, and we brought it into him, and he said, "I can't even believe that you were able to get it here. You have no brakes left." And I'm like, "What are you talking about? Just 2 days ago, everything was fine. I didn't put it off. I brought it in as soon as I noticed something was wrong."
Yeah, light came on.
Yeah.
The brakes were soft. We brought it in.
And he said the brake fluid had been leaking into the master cylinder.
Yeah.
And I wasn't even sure exactly what that meant, but it sounded bad. And then hundreds of dollars later, he said, it's a good thing you brought it in when you did, because something really bad could have happened.
Right. And there wasn't a huge warning for it. It
No.
was literally like
there was hardly
a
any
day.
lead time.
And we don't normally bring stuff in that fast.
No.
But it was the fact that you were pressing the brakes to the floor. Yeah. And then that same day, actually,
Yeah.
Aiden was looking at a car, our 17-year-old looking at buying a car, and looked great. And I said, hey, let's take it to the same mechanic, have him look at it, because we want to make sure you're not buying a lemon. Come to find out, it was a lemon. It had tons of stuff wrong with it that wasn't even worth buying. But Aiden had asked, why are we spending this money to do this? Is this necessary?
Right.
I said, Aiden, a diagnostic check is a good idea buying a used car. And he was he didn't actually say it, but I know he's thankful that he listened to us. I'm sure we'll hear one day.
Well, $100 now saved him thousands of dollars
Down the
later
road,
after buying the car and not actually having someone trusted look under the hood.
Yeah.
And so 2 examples within just
one day.
One day, that caused us to realize, okay, not only are we thankful for how God saved us with this truck and with Aiden's purchase, but also for how God saves us and wants to save our marriages by having us let Him look under the hood and ask honest but sometimes painful questions.
Right.
Ahead of time, before the accident, before the collision, before the crash, before the regret.
Yeah, and just fixing stuff as it comes. I think different people are a different way. I tend to be not a super introspective, reflective person. I just kind of we kind of swap roles in that way. I'm kind of like the dude, let's just go, let's make it happen, get over it, move on. And I'm not exaggerating.
No.
You have feelings, that's great. Let's get over. I mean, I'm not horrible, but you know what I'm saying. It's
you're beautiful.
Thank you.
Yeah.
But it's just
very matter of
feelings
fact.
are great, but we're not going to be run
You're
by
pragmatic.
our emotions.
Yeah.
You're always
pragmatic.
so good at making my horribleness sound better.
It's not horrible.
But
it's a good balance, because I am on the other side extremely emotional and always trying to ask questions that will have us maybe examine where we're at in our relationship.
Which is helpful, because I don't oftentimes sit and think, why am I feeling this way? What is this unto? Until I'm crying and I don't know why, which is where I found myself over the weekend, emotional and feeling I don't know, just, what are those emotions called?
Feelings.
I was having feelings. And I wasn't sure what to do with them. Can anyone relate? Is it just me? Okay, please. Anyway, so I was having feelings. And I wasn't sure what to do with them. But I was realizing there was just stuff I haven't been processing. And we all get to that place. Life is busy. We got stuff we got to do. Our kids are in school, but they're home, and we're working and whatever else. And there's just buildup happens. And I just realized I just need to process. I need to, break down some stuff I've been just kind of holding on to and allow the Lord to work that stuff out. But there was warning lights that were coming on, right? The warning lights of like emotion and sensitive and like, snappy with my kids. Like, why am I feeling this way? It's because there's some stuff there that needs to be addressed with, and the diagnostic lights were going off. And you were feeling that as well.
Yeah, I think one of the diagnostics for me for my marriage that says I need to go check some stuff with the Lord is when I'm avoiding helping instead of looking to help. When I am hiding or escaping instead of looking for opportunities to serve you and to serve our family. And then when there are times where I need to help, maybe even resenting the fact that I have to after a long day, those are all things that are showing my heart.
Right.
Stuff is built up, and I need to open up the hood before the Lord, because as the husband and as the father, I'm supposed to actually be leading the way in serving. And when I'm trying to avoid that, that's a good diagnostic that says I really need to get honest before God.
Also not good for marriage to avoid when your wife asks you for help.
Engage, John, I think is how you say it. Engage,
right,
yeah.
Right.
So we just want to encourage you. Psalm 139:23, David puts it this way: search me, God, and know my heart. Test me and know my anxious thoughts. So David was inviting the diagnostic.
Yeah.
He was not going to wait until the car was broken down on the side of the road. There was a collision with a relationship. Search me and know me, know my anxious thoughts. And that's only going to happen when we do this, when we slow down, stop, and we actually take time to talk it out with each other.
How are things going?
And talk it out with the Lord.
How am I doing? What do I need to just unpack and let go? And kind of been one of our mottos is like, let go of the baggage. Like, we move through life so much freer and so much more alive when we let go of what we don't need to carry. And that just comes with stopping and assessing and saying, I can move on without this. I don't need this.
Right. So the truth is that we wouldn't have had to pay all of that money had I been taking the truck in for a regular diagnostic. And I haven't. We've been so consumed with just figuring out life here since we moved here a couple months ago that the bottom of my list was the truck's, it's fine, right?
And that's what happens.
We pay the price.
The stuff and sometimes our marriages get moved to the bottom of the list because everything else comes as priority. So we just want to encourage you this week to take time as you can to make marriage a priority. Make your spiritual life, your soul life a priority first, and just ask the Lord the question, what is it that's happening that I need to address? Maybe it's not a whole bunch of things. Maybe it's one thing. Maybe it's frustration with your kids in the school schedule that's all over the place and weird this year. It's expectations that you had that someone didn't meet, or it's resentment for something you wish was a different way, but it's not. Bring that to the Lord, because we can't change all that external stuff necessarily, but we can change where we're at. We can change how we feel about it, and that will in turn change everything else.
Yeah. So we want your marriage, that's the whole goal of these Marriage Mondays. We want your marriage to not just survive, but thrive and actually be stronger on the other side of the pandemic and the election, whatever else is going to go on.
Murder hornets.
The meteor.
The snake problem in San Diego. It's been a snaky year.
Yeah, so. I think there might be some snakes over here. Anyways, we're not going to go hiking, but we are going to go on a date. So God bless you guys. We can't wait to see you next week. Thanks for your time.